Dawn, do we have a quorum?
Yes,
Would you take attendance, please?
absolutely. Jerry Abrahams,
Here.
Cindy Butts. Commissioner
Here.
Dahm. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Commissioner Dahm. Wendy Clark. Phil DeFranco.
I'm here.
Here.
I'm so sorry. Who was the I'm here?
Wendy Clark.
Thank you so much. All right, Phil, we have you. Heidi DeWeingart.
Here.
Claudio Gualtieri.
Here, thank you.
Timothy Hodges. Catherine McKinnon.
Here.
Commissioner Mosquera Bruno.
Here.
Commissioner Perez. Franklin Perry. Sarah Sanders.
Here.
Lisa Tupper Bates. Greg Ugalde.
Present.
We do have a quorum for the meeting.
Thank you, Dawn. Good morning, everyone. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. It's 10:02. And with that, we're gonna have our first item on the agenda, the public comments. Dawn, if you can do your thing there.
Absolutely, thank you. This is the only opportunity on the agenda for the public to provide comments. If you'd like to provide a comment, please unmute yourself, or if you're in the room, let us know and state your name. To ensure that everyone has the opportunity, comments will be limited to 3 minutes. Hearing no comments, the public comment period has now ended. Thank you.
Commissioner, I just wanted to jump in. This is Alexandra. I missed the roll call.
Hold on a second, hold on a second, hold on a second. But how so you would know because of the,
Thank you, Commissioner Dahm. I will record you as present and I hear Commissioner Perez as well. Thank you.
yes, I'm here.
Don, this is Franklin. I'm here as well.
Thank you.
Morning, Dawn. Chelsea Ross here as well.
Chelsea, thank you. And my apologies. I skipped your name on the roll call. I will fix that going forward.
You're just too prompt, Don. We can't keep up with you.
So Dawn, did you close the public comments?
I did. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. I do want to welcome our 2 new board members. I wasn't at the previous board meetings. I don't know if Claudio he introduced himself. Welcome, Claudio. Chelsea, you are our newest board member. Could you introduce yourself just 2 minutes so that the board members can get to know you?
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner. I am officially sworn in as of yesterday, so I'm very fresh. I am the interim executive director at the Partnership for Strong Communities. My predecessor, Kylie Goslin, was a member of this board, and I'll be serving during my interim role as executive director at the partnership. I've been with the Partnership for Strong Communities for 3 years. I previously served as the deputy director. I've worked in housing and homelessness for my entire career, previously at the Corporation for Supportive Housing, and prior to that at the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness. I've had the opportunity to work with CHFA in all of those capacities, and really honored to be able to bring whatever support I can to the board here.
Thanks,
Commissioner.
Thank you and welcome. Moving on, Nandini, you're going to give us your the CEO, executive director, no CEO report.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Great to be here today. I just returned from the NCSHA, which is the State Housing Finance Agency trade organization, holds an annual legislative conference in DC. I was accompanied by a couple of staff members, Shalik and Andrew Bolger. It's our annual visit to the Hill to meet with our federal delegation and let them know about the work we're doing. They've all expressed their approval of Connecticut's success with getting the homeowner assistance fund money committed and spent. To date, over 2/3 of our allocation has been committed and 50% of it has been dispersed. Separately, we were informed that the Secretary of Treasury visited with Governor Lamont recently, and in that meeting has conveyed congratulatory remarks about the success of this program, which, as you know, was funded through the ARPA legislation. We've been holding QAP input sessions for the last month and a half with small and large focus groups of our development partners. Interestingly, it's the first time we've held hybrid meetings of this kind since something happened 3 years ago and the world fell apart. I can't remember now. They've been well received and appreciated. We expect to provide the QAP task force this feedback in our meeting this morning. And our efforts, we believe, will provide important context for us today, but also into the future as we look to enhance and encapsulate any policy goals that we'd like to. We have a busy legislative session that's in full swing in the state. There are several bills and proposals that involve CHFA. The governor's budget has $100 million in funding for the time to own down payment assistance program in the biennium. And we reasonably believe that there is strong support for this program to continue at those levels or even higher. We've been named as a possible administrator on behalf of DOH for the governor's $200 million proposed workforce housing fund. This fund is meant to provide state investment toward the construction of housing for what's been known as the missing middle, households between 60 and 120% AMI, creating a revolving loan pool. The administration has expressed an interest and a desire to see these funds go to shovel-ready projects, at least in the first year, so that units can be brought online quickly, and that there be some consideration given to the geographic needs in different areas with major employers, areas next to transit, places where the rent differential between market rate units and rents affordable to missing middle households is significant. Areas of population growth. These are just some of the sort of priorities. We're currently in the early stages of looking at this and planning, and we're exploring all the options, including partnering with banks and developers of market rate housing to leverage private resources and bring units for missing middle households to market rate developments that are in the pipeline. That was a mouthful, but our board retreat, be assured that it's in the planning stages. We are currently looking at a June. I know that's later than some of you had wanted, but we do have a very busy legislative session, and we would very much appreciate the ability to do something in late June with you all. We're hoping to do it in conjunction with our June board meeting. We would love to see you all in person. And so we're looking at offsite options to have our board meeting and then have a retreat after lunch and maybe continue on with a dinner like we did the last time. Finally, but last but not least, I was selected and nominated by the commissioner to join the 11th class of the Achieving Excellence program, which is a 16-month executive leadership development program has been jointly developed by NeighborWorks America, sponsored by them in part with the Harvard Kennedy School. The purpose of the program is to bring 50 leaders of nonprofits and government agencies together with the goal of helping them grow their ability to lead and effectuate change in their organizations. I recently returned from a week at the campus of the Harvard Kennedy School, which was provided through various lecture series, the theory and fundamentals of leadership, team building, change management, strategic planning, and various tools and frameworks to assist in the problem-solving process. Each participant is matched up with an executive coach to help guide them through the program, and we each work in groups of 10 called cohorts to solve an important organizational challenge. I'm still in the process of developing mine. I hope to discuss more with you all at the retreat, but I have selected the advancement of homeownership equity as a significant issue for this organization. I don't expect to solve it all in the next 12 to 14 months. It's a much larger problem, but I hope to show measurable progress toward certain defined goals. One question I'm asking myself is, how do we move from an organization that has often been seen as reactive in this space to one that's proactively trying to remove barriers for homeownership and intentionally seeking to extend wealth building benefits of homeownership to communities who have largely been left out. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Questions for Anthony? All right. Well, thank you. Welcome. Good luck in your Achievement Excellence program. It's an excellent way to grow and develop your leadership and also make some transformational changes within the organization. Well, Finance Committee seems like they went on vacation. They don't have anything. No items. What's up with that? Mortgage Committee. We have 3 items that we need to approve. And Pat, you are going to present them.
Yes, I am.
Could you go ahead, please?
Good morning, everybody. On Tuesday, we had Mortgage Committee. The first Eagleville Green was presented by Liz Balagorsky. It's a tax exempt bond financing deal with 4% tax credits. Eagleville Green is in Storrs, Connecticut. It's going to be 42 units. 41 of the units are new. One is the rehabilitation of a single family home on site. 34 of the units will be affordable at 60% or below, much needed in this area. The recommendation was to provide tax exempt bond financing in the form of a construction loan of $6.6 million, which will be interest only for 24 months at 5.58%. And a permanent loan of $4.15 million, again, 24 months of interest only, and then converting to a 40-year amortization at 6.5%. And then the final piece is a subordinate $1 million mortgage from opportunity funds or other sources at 1%, and that'll be paid back from 25% of adjusted cash flow. We noted that there were some other sources in this deal, including energy rebates. EOH has $6.3 million committed to the deal, and the town of Mansfield has $2.1 million committed to the deal. The recommendation was unanimously approved by Mortgage Committee.
Thank you, Pat. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution presented by Pat?
I'll make a motion to approve and just say the staff's creativity on all 3 of these proposals is well noted, and they did a great job on these.
Thank
And
you.
I'll second it, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy. Any comments or questions?
The comment would be that the Mortgage Committee will not be able to make this recommendation if it wasn't for the hard work of the Finance Committee selling bonds and making available funds for this stuff to happen.
Here, here.
No, Finance Committee was not on vacation. They were
And there will be a report about the great work through our staff that we've done, but to sell more bonds so you guys could spend more money.
Commissioner, I think the problem is the Mortgage Committee is more supportive than the Finance Committee.
No, that's we don't need the limelight, that's all.
Thank you. All right, so any other comments? All right, John, could you do the roll call, please?
Of course. Jerry Abrahams,
Aye.
Cindy Butts,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Phil DeFranzo,
Yes.
Heidi DeWeingart,
Aye.
Claudio Gualtieri,
Yes.
Timothy Hodges, Catherine McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascaro Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes,
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Aye.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde.
Aye.
The vote passes unanimously.
Motion approved. Thank you. Pat, continue on with the second resolution.
Yes, our second resolution is also a tax exempt bond financing with 4% tax credits. It was presented by Sarah Simonelli from Multifamily. The project is Ellis Street. It's in New Britain. It's an adaptive reuse of a historic mill. It will provide 154 new units, all of which will be affordable. This is done by Wynn Development. I mentioned that because Wynn is very experienced in mill conversions, which is important to us in these types of transactions in any adaptive reuse. The tax exempt bond financing is going to be construction to perm in an amount up to $40,580,000 at 6.5%. There'll be interest only during the construction term, and then it'll be a 40-year amortization for the permanent term. The funds are targeted right now to be dispersed in month 20 and paid down in month 30 with with our money is going to come into the deal in month 20, and it will convert to perm in month 30 with our perm debt and tax credit equity. We'll also have a subordinate loan in this deal of $1 million. It will be at 2.5%, and it will be collected from 10% of adjusted cash flow during the operation. There are 21 supportive housing units here, and they're in a mix of 30 AMI, 50 AMI, 60 AMI, and 80 AMI. Again, this is 154 units. There are the other sources in the deal. DOH has $7.8 million committed to the deal. The 4% tax credits are $30 million. There are historic tax credits, both state and federal, that aggregate to $27 million. There's a CDBG grant of $1 million, and there's a brownfield grant of $1 million. The mortgage committee again approved this recommendation unanimously.
Thank you, Pat. I can have a motion to put the resolution presented by Pat.
So moved, it's Heidi.
Can I have a second?
Second.
second, it's Kathy.
Kathy.
Kathy, thank you. Any comments or questions?
I would just say from the mortgage committee that, we commented on the continued, what we're seeing increased per unit costs, and, staff was able to explain, how everything is going up, all costs, cleanup and construction and land. And so it's something we're aware of, and I know they're looking at ways such as modular construction, although this wouldn't, work for that, ways to try to look at reducing unit per unit costs, but that it's a continued ongoing issue.
Thank you.
And just to follow up on that too, what Heidi was saying, so we saw the great new additional units that are coming from this, and the alternate ways that more money are coming to these different communities and developments to help control the costs. But as Heidi said, it's an ongoing battle and something that we watch closely.
Thank you, Greg. Any other comments? Dawn, could you please do the roll call?
Of course. Jerry Abrahams,
Aye.
Cindy Butts,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Phil DeFranzo,
Yes.
Heidi DeWeingart,
Aye.
Claudio Gualtieri,
Yes.
Catherine McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascaro Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Greg Agalde.
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Pat, the last resolution?
Our last resolution, third and final. This was a 2022 allocation of 9%. Carol Gooden from multifamily presented MLK Tyler in New Haven. It's 56 new units. The recommendation is to provide taxable bond financing, perm debt of $6.2 million with a 40-year AM and a 35-year term at 7%, along with a construction to perm opportunity fund loan of $655,000 at 1%, 24-month accrual, and then the 35-year collection from adjusted cash flow. And then finally, a construction to perm CMF fund loan of $1.5 million, interest 1%. It's a 37-year loan, which is fully deferred. The opportunity funds were used in this deal to create what Nandini described earlier as the missing middle. This is our own way of trying to put some of these units online. So these are 12 units at 100% AMI. The rent differential in New Haven between market rate and 100% AMI for these units is, for the 2-bedroom units, it was $418 less per month. And for a 3-bedroom, it was $1,128 less per month. Other funds committed to this deal are energy rebates. DOH has $5.3 million in the deal committed. City of New Haven has committed $1 million, and the sponsor here has put in loans of $2 million. This recommendation was also approved unanimously by the mortgage committee.
Thank you, Pat. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved, Kathy.
Kathy move, and who seconded?
Claudio, I can second.
Thank you. Comments or questions? All right, hearing none, Don, roll call, please.
Of course. Jerry Abrahams.
Aye.
Cindy Butts,
Yes.
Commissioner Dahm, Commissioner, I'm so sorry. I think you said yes, but I couldn't hear you. Thank you. Wendy Clark.
Yes.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWeingart,
Aye.
Claudio Gualtieri,
Yes.
Catherine McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascaro Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Greg Agalde.
Aye.
Vote passes unanimously.
Motion carries. Thank you, Pat. Thank you for the work. Thank you to the staff. And Haseen, also, I know that the creative financing saves some money from the state and also help to complete the gaps that some of these projects had due to interest rates and higher construction costs, as Heidi mentioned before. So thank you for all the work that you guys are doing. Moving on with our agenda, we have an executive session, so I'm gonna ask to have a first to get a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
thank you. Dawn, could you do whatever you need to do for our board members that are virtual?
Absolutely. We're going to open a room and you will be magically whisked away into a breakout room.
And I'm here all by myself.
Okay, very good.
So, so, right. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Welcome back, everyone. So I have been informed that we need to do the motion now out of the executive session, so I would like to ask for a motion to approve the resolution presented by the Personnel Committee.
I'll make the motion.
And I'll
Cindy,
second it.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Greg. Any comments or questions? All right, John, could you do the roll call, please?
Of course. Jerry Abrahams.
Aye.
Cindy Butts.
Aye.
Commissioner Dawn. Thank you. Wendy Clark.
Yes.
Phil DeFranzo.
Yes.
Heidi DeWeingart.
Aye.
Claudio Gualtieri.
Aye.
Catherine McKinnon.
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno.
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
Yes.
Franklin Perry.
Yes.
Chelsea Ross.
Yes.
Sarah Sanders.
Yes.
Greg Ugalde.
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously.
Motion carries. Thank you. We need to approve also our consent agenda. If I can have a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Now a second.
Second, Heidi.
Thank you, Heidi. Any comments or questions? Tom, could you do roll call, please?
Of course. Jerry Abrahams. Jerry, I think you might be.
Sorry, I know,
That's
Don. I knew I was trying to unmute, but they had this pop up. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Cindy Butts.
Yes.
Commissioner Dawn. Wendy Clark.
Yes.
Phil DeFranzo.
Yes.
Heidi DeWeingart.
Aye.
Claudio Gualtieri.
Yes.
Catherine McKinnon.
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno.
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
Yes.
Franklin Perry.
Yes.
Chelsea Ross.
Yes.
Sarah Sanders.
Yes.
Greg Ugalde.
Yes.
The vote passes unanimously.
Motion carries. Thank you. Before we adjourn, anybody has any question or want to bring anything to our attention? Hearing none, everybody wants to go home. Oh, sorry, I'm the only one that is here. So everybody else is home. Thank you.
That does
very-
not mean we're not in our office, Sayla, or somewhere else.
Right.
Okay.
Not that I want to correct you a second time in one meeting, but
Well, yeah, some of us like to go to other offices than ours. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Claudio.
Have a second.
Second.
All right, so everybody that wants to go back to your office or home, raise your hand. And let you know how to go. Tell
Thank you.
everybody.
You.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks.